Hi everyone, it's Sam from BAF Cosplay, and today we're taking a look at the Marvel Legends Angela from the Guardians of the Galaxy Titus Build-A-Figure Wave. Looking at the back of the box, we see a picture of Angela along with a short description. That reads, "A master of hand-to-hand combat, Angela is known throughout the galaxy for her battle prowess." We can also see the other figures in the wave along with the Titus Build-A-Figure. Angela is a character that was originally created by Neil Gaiman and Todd McFarlane and appeared in Spawn. Eventually, Marvel gained the rights to her, and she was featured in the Age of Ultron storyline, during which she was pulled from heaven as a result of Wolverine damaging the Omniverse. She then joins up with the Guardians of the Galaxy. So first, let's take a look at her accessories. She comes with this sword that's cast in gold plastic and has some bright silver paint on the blade. And then she also has these two hand scythe thingies. And these are also in that same gold plastic, and the handles are painted brown. So all these accessories look pretty good. For the figure itself, I believe this is an all-new sculpt, and I think it looks great overall. The paint on her face is on there pretty cleanly, and I like the way the eyes look with just the white paint surrounded by maroon accents. The crown thing on her head is made of a soft plastic, so this is kind of bendable. Her necklace here is also a very soft plastic, so this won't get in the way of any articulation. Her hair is very nicely sculpted. It's got like a nice flowing motion to it, so it looks kind of actiony. It doesn't have a wash or anything on it, I don't believe, but there's enough depth to it that it catches the light and it looks shaded, so I like that. It is all hard plastic though, so it will get in the way a bit when trying to move the head, but we'll get to that later on. On her arms, you can see there's lots of armor going on here. The gold shoulder armor here is a separate piece glued on, and so is this down by her elbow. Then there's silver painted along the lower elbow, as well as on the inside of the bicep there. And that's all cleanly painted on there. From the forearm down, this is cast in a silver metallic plastic, and it has minimal marbling. It also has quite a bit of red paint on this arm, and it's all on there pretty cleanly. There's no bleeding or anything. And then she has purple gloves. For the other arm, the shoulder is cast in silver plastic with golden accents, and those are painted well, and she has more of that silver paint under her arm. This one has a smidgen of fuzziness on the edge, but you can't really notice it. Then again on her bicep here, the lines are sculpted and it gives it kind of a metal plating effect, but this is painted silver. There's just a smidgen where the flesh tone is showing through right there by the hinge. Then the forearm here is cast in a silver plastic, and this gold thingy is glued on. And this has some nice sculpting on this gauntlet as well. She has a little bit of paint here. Well, a lot of gold paint and then a little bit of red paint. They missed the mark just a smidgen on the diamond, but it's not very noticeable. And again, purple gloves. Her chest armor is also nicely sculpted and has more of that plating detail going on. I will note that the paint on her chest is slightly more yellow than this orangish gold on the rest of her armor, and there is one splotch of paint on her chest there. The necklace here has a slight maroonish wash to it that kind of brings out some of the detail, and that looks pretty good. Her belt here is a brown plastic, and then the buckle is painted silver, and that looks nice. Moving to the back of the belt, we can see she has a butt cape! There is some bleeding of the brown onto the white here. And she does have a sheath for her sword, which has a bit of gold paint at the top and bottom. Here you can see the sword fits snugly into the sheath. The armor continues around to her back, and mine has one spot of gold paint missing on this side, and then a small splatter of gold paint on the skin there. But you can barely see either of those. And they're covered up by the hair anyway. She also has two small blemishes on her lower back, but again, those are covered up by the hair and the belt. For her lower half, the pantaloons are painted purple. Mine has one spot of red paint for some reason on the side here, and a bit of flashing, but that can easily be trimmed off with an X-Acto. Around one of her thighs, she has two purple lines, and those are on there pretty cleanly. There's a little bit of fuzziness on the top one, but nothing too noticeable. For the thigh, this armor piece is actually a separate piece that's glued to the skin tone, so you can kind of see the seam there where they're glued together. And it seems that the skin tone was just kind of cut to shape, and then this armor was glued on. So you don't have to worry about paint matching the rest of the armor. And this is all nicely sculpted as well. It may have benefited from a wash to bring out some of this plating detail though. Moving on to articulation, she can look up this far, and that's hindered by the hair. She can look down all the way. She can look side to side, and again she's limited a bit by her hair, and then there is some neck pivot. The shoulder can move up this far, and the shoulder armor there is a soft plastic, so it doesn't hinder the articulation. The arm rotates. A single jointed elbow. I wish Hasbro would give their female figures a double jointed elbow, but I suppose this is sufficient. Then on this hand, the wrist moves up and down, and this hand moves back and forth. She also rotates at the elbow instead of the bicep. Instead of a waist joint, she has a diaphragm joint here, so she can lean forward this far, back this far, and she does have some diaphragm pivot. Her leg moves forward this far, back this far. She has an upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, ankles move back this far, forward this far, and she does have an ankle pivot. And Angela is standing a little over 6.5 inches tall. Here she is standing next to some other female legends, and with her fellow guardian, Agent Venom. And here I have her posed on an SH Figuarts flight stand. Overall, I think Angela is a fantastic figure. She's the one I was looking forward to most in this wave, and I think she exceeded my expectations. I would definitely recommend picking up this figure. I think she's one of the best female legends Hasbro's put out, and a great overall figure. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time!